अच्छा 69
ये वाली सर कर रही थी, ये स्लाइड
ये
कर
भी
रही थी।
अच्छा ठीक हो गया, मुझे समझ लग गई। ठीक, बस ये 2 स्लाइडें रह गई थी।
एंड से सर रह गई
हाँ
थोड़ी सी।
ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा सा एक एक्सप्लेन करना और वो स्लाइड में आगे ले आता हूँ। तो इस स्लाइड को भी मैं आगे दोबारा कॉपी कर लेता हूँ। अच्छा okay, at the moment there are only maybe 16 students, they have joined the lecture. So if someone is having the question, any question, he may ask me. Okay. Just use the raise hand option. So I would like to answer your question. Okay, no one is having the question. Okay, before starting, I would like to clear one thing. Last time, one student, he has asked me one question. So what was the question? So regarding this FU, and also he has asked me why we are using this N value. So I think a student from section D, he has asked me the question. So actually, we know that, for example, you may consider this column as a beam, because when it will buckle or bend in out of plane direction, maybe in lateral direction. So assume that maybe you have rotated it. So it means that the bending moment diagram, or it will always buckle to the bending moment, and bending moment is distributed along the length. So you know that you might have solved some example in mechanics of material, a beam which is only subjected to bending moment, and you were asked to sketch the shear force diagram. So if a beam or a line element is only subjected to moment, so the maximum shear in that beam will be m divided by L. So if you are dividing the moment by total length, then you have to apply the reaction in such a way that they may behave as a couple. So that may be the shear force which may acting in that composite member. Because since the member is bending or buckling about this y-axis or this minor axis, so one section, I have sketched one diagram like this. So it is buckling or bending about this axis. So the bending axis always become the neutral axis, and the one side of the axis is subjected to tensile stresses and other is subjected to compressive stresses and vice versa. And we know that along the neutral axis, the flexure stresses are zero and they are maximum at extreme fiber. And this would be the rough, a precise or a typical distribution of shear stresses. And the shear stresses, they are maximum over here. Actually, in this case, AISC says that we do not need to compute the actual shear stresses which are transferred from one section to the other section to behave as a composite member. Since we need to design this lacing to transfer the shear from one member to the other member, or to behave the member as a composite section or as an integral member, so we must have some area available here. So actually, AISC has suggested us assume the shear which will be transferred from one section to the other section, for which we need to design this lacing, can be considered as a 2% of the capacity of the compression member. And this force is always acting in the transversal direction. So a shear force, you have already having the concept of mechanics of material. It is acting in transversal. Transversal means in cross-sectional direction. So in cross-sectional direction, it means that we are providing the lacing in diagonal direction. So if a shear force is acting in transversal direction, we need to resolve this force to determine the component of the force which is acting along this lacing. And when we are connecting two single section, so we are providing the lacing on the both side. One lacing we are connecting the both section from the one side, and one lacing we are providing on the other side. It means that at one axis or at this plane we are having two lacing, one lacing on the one face and other lacing member is on the other face. So that's why n value we are using 2, because at one plane there are two lacing areas available, one on the one side and one on the other side. So n value will be equal to 2. And similarly, because this VU is acting in the transversal direction, so this angle and this angle will be same, but we are supposed to determine this component, or we are resolving this force along this axis. Or if you can say that this might be the resultant force, then this force will be the, you can say, the vertical component of this force. So you can say that V over N will be equal to Fu sine theta. Or if we want to determine Fu, so why this is V over N? Because shear force is resisted by two lacing. So if we are not providing, for example, again here, if we are only connecting from the one side and we are not connecting the flange on the other side, then N value will be equal to 1. So N value will always be 2 because we are connecting the flange on the both sides. So this will be the compressive force Fu, for which we need to design the lacing as a compression member, which will be equal to Vu divided by N sine theta. If we are using the double lacing, so at any face we are having two lacing, two flat bar. So this S value I have already explained. Okay, maybe we were at point number 10. So point number 10, I will wait for the students, then I will explain. Okay, 38 students now, so I will formally start my lecture. Okay, design of N-type plate we have already discussed. So there was some confusion regarding this point number 10. So actually here I have changed the L value to the A value just to make our design equation compatible with our previous design of built-up section with stay plates. And here what is the A value? A value is the maximum unconnected portion of a single section. So A value is not copied here. So I explained you from this slide. Yes. So what is the A value? A value is the distance from the center of this fastener to the center of the other or adjoining fastener along the same member. Or you can say that this is the maximum unbraced length or unconnected portion of a single section. So for a built-up section with stay plates, we need to compute the slenderness ratio of this single section within the length A. But here, for a lacing member with for a built-up section with lacing, we just need to check the slenderness ratio of this flange plate only. Of no, we are ignoring this web because we assume that the web is stiffened from the both sides. If this is the angle section, then we are supposed to check the slenderness ratio of the single angle or complete section within the length A. But since we are using a channel section, so in the channel section, so this web is the stiffened element which is connected from the both sides. So chances of buckling in this web will be very less. But this flange plate within the length A, it may buckle. So we need to check the slenderness ratio of the flange plate only. Flange plate only mean that we will consider only the cross-section area of flange or geometric properties of flange. We will consider the width of the flange as a B or BF value and the thickness of the flange as T value, and the length of this flange will be equal to A. And how to compute A we will discuss in our upcoming slides. So the slenderness ratio of flange plate within the length A should be less than the overall slenderness ratio of built up section. And we have already discussed it that how we can satisfy this parameter. We are keeping the slenderness ratio of this flange plate within the length A equal to or less than 75% of the governing slenderness ratio for the built up section. So I will jump to this slide again. So what we do, we are keeping A over R minimum. A over R minimum, that is the slenderness ratio of the flange plate within the length A, which is the unconnected portion of the flange on with reference to single section, less than or equal to 75%. 75% means 0.75 or 3 by 4 of R. So R is the governing slenderness ratio of built up section or composite section. So how we can compute the R minimum? So R minimum, so let me sketch a flange plate same on the same slide, or maybe in the next slide it will be more appropriate if so you may consider that this might be the this flange plate only, and this value will be the B value or BF, and this will be the thickness of flange. So so we need to compute the moment of inertia of this plate, and moment of inertia will be minimum about this y-axis. So we need to compute the moment of inertia of this flange plate about the y-axis, because this plate will always buckle about the axis for which the moment of inertia is minimum. So if we want to compute the moment of inertia about the y-axis, that will be the B, height will be, for example, height will be this one. So that will be B into T cube divided by 12. So moment of inertia of this plate will be equal to BT cube divided by 12. That will be I minimum. So moment of inertia of the flange plate, you can say that this is the BF value, width of the flange, and this is the TF value, thickness of the flange. Or simply you can write as a BT cube divided by 12. Area of the flange plate will be B into T. 1B will be cancelled with the 1B, and 1T will be cancelled with the cube, and that will become square. So under root of the T square will become T, and then if you are simplifying, so after the simplification, R minimum will be equal to 0.289 time of the thickness of the flange. So A value, if we know, we can substitute the R value as a 0.289 time of the thickness of the flange, and this should be less than 3 by 4. So we need to satisfy this. So A length of the flange plate divided by thickness of the flange multiplied by 4.65 This factor, if this is less than the overall slenderness ratio of built up section, then there will be no chance of flange local buckling. So there is another alternative way that we will discuss in our solution. Okay, in the same way, we have to maintain the minimum edge distance and maximum edge distance. So how I will explain? So actually we have already discussed that minimum edge distance is the 1.5D from the center of the hole to the edge or any edge. This distance should be at least 1.5 times of the diameter of fastener. So L is the effective length or the length between the centroid of fastener or inner fastener. So actually we are designing the lacing with reference to this L, which is the effective length of lacing. But at the end, in order to accommodate the fastener or the connection, we need to provide a larger length. So total length of lacing that we need to provide will be equal to length which is the effective length of lacing plus 2 times of 1.5D. So total length of the lacing will be L plus 3 times of the diameter of the fastener because we need minimum edge distance to avoid the tearing type of the failure. And similarly, minimum width. So if from the center of this hole to this side, minimum distance should be 1.5D, and similarly minimum edge distance from the center of this hole to this side should be 1.5D. So minimum width of this plate should be equal to 3D minimum. There are other two criterion that we will discuss in our solution, and the thickness will be computed depending upon the slenderness ratio. So batten plate, we have already discussed what are the batten plates. So these are the batten plates. So if the built-up section is connected with these plates which are connecting the both section in transversal direction, so these are the batten plates. They may either be welded or fastened. So now we will discuss the design flow for the built-up section, how we can proceed toward design of built-up section. So first of all, we need to check what are the given information or what data is provided. So we may be provided with dead load and live load separately. Based upon dead load and live load in compression, we may compute the factored compressive load, which may be equal to 1.2 time of the dead load plus 1.6 time of the live load. We may be provided with unbraced length about both axes. If no bracing is provided about any axis, then unbraced length LUX and LUY about x-axis and y-axis will be same. If the bracing is provided about any axis, then LUX and LUY may be different. So we have already solved some example where we had different unbraced length about both axes. And similarly, effective length factor is also depending upon the end condition. It may be same for the case of trusses, but in case of the column, so it may be different. For example, in case of side sway, so Kx value may be different as compared to the Ky value. So again, we already have solved one example where we had a different effective length factor about both axes. Actually, for built up section with lacing, we cannot consider the column selection table. So column selection table are only available for three conditions we have already discussed. They are available only for single angle, single W section, and double angle. Double angle only with stay plate. So for the built-up section, for double angle, we are provided with column selection table only with stay plate. Stay plate mean where the distance between the angle section is only 10 millimeter, or maybe the charts can be used for maybe gap between the angle section from maybe 8 to 15 millimeter. We can use the same charts. But since for a built-up section with lacing, so we place both section at a larger distance. Normally, a distance between both section is maybe more than 50 millimeter, maybe 100 millimeter, maybe 150. So we cannot use the column selection table for double angle. So for the design of built-up section with lacing, we always need to start the design by assuming R value. And R value is recommended by AISC as 70. So we need to assume the R value as a 70 or the slenderness ratio of our expected built-up section as a 70. So based upon R assumed value, we consult phi CFCR value from our table, which are given in LRFD design aid page number 106, and then we compute the area required. So design procedure is the same, but just there is a repetition just uh, to revise, to recall the concepts. So we select the built-up section, and selection is based upon area of selected section may approximately be equal or larger than the required area. It should be of minimum weight. We need to satisfy the B minimum criteria also. And after selecting the trial section, we apply the local stability check. We compute the overall slenderness ratio. That should be less than 200. Based upon actual slenderness ratio, we check what is the critical stress at which our built-up section may buckle or may fail, and we compute the phi CFCR value. Phi CFCR value is multiply the with area of selected section, and we determine the capacity. And if the capacity is more than factored compressive force or the applied load, then this section is okay. Okay, next phase is design of the lacing. First of all, we compute that
सर
due
ये
to the
स्लाइड आपकी ना ट्रस्टफुली शो हो रही है
okay,
ये
okay,
आगे
okay,
नहीं आपने मेरे ख्याल से स्क्रीन शेयर
okay,
नहीं
okay,
की
okay, I got it, I got it. You should have, I got it. हाँ जी, अब नजर आ रही है स्लाइड ये वाली?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
यस सर
Okay, you should have stopped me earlier. No problem, I will revise it again. So, design flow chart for the built-up section is provided over here. The, the design will be carried out in two phases. So, first phase is same as of the simple compression member design. First of all, we have to see that what are the information or the given information that are provided. So we may be provided with the factored load directly, or we may be given live load and dead load separately. Or you know that we can take this PU value from our table of forces. You know that in our design classes we have uh, made a table of forces by using different load combination. So out of these load combination, we can determine that what will be the design force. So whether the member will be the stress reversal, pure compression member or pure tension member. So this force is taken from either the table of forces or for a simple gravity load combination, this PU may be equal to 1.2 time of the dead load plus 1.6 time of live load. So similarly, we may be given unbraced length about x-axis and y-axis. So this both length may be same if no bracing is provided about any axis. So if the bracing is provided about any axis, then unbraced length about x-axis and unbraced length about y-axis may be different. And in the same way, the effective length factor about x-axis and y-axis, it may be same or it may be different. So I believe that we have already solved the example where we had different unbraced length about both axes and also different effective length factor about both axes. So depending upon this data, we can compute the maximum effective length about x-axis and also maximum effective length about y-axis. So I already have explained that we cannot consider the column selection table for a built-up section with lacing because uh, column selection table are only provided for single angle, W section and double angle built-up section. But that is a double angle built-up section with stay plate only. Stay plate means where the distance between the angle section it was equal to thickness of the guzzler plate, which is around 10 millimeter. But we may also use this column selection table for maybe a double angle with spacing ranging from 8 to 15 millimeter. But for a built-up section with lacing, distance between the section is usually very large, normally between more than 50 millimeter, maybe 100 millimeter or 150. So we cannot use the column selection table. So we have to start the design by assuming the slenderness ratio or R value. So AISC recommend that we need to assume R value as a 70 for built up section. So based upon our assumed value, we can compute or we can consult what is the critical stress at which the section may buckle with R value 70. And then we may determine the gross area required. Gross area required is equal to PU divided by 5 CFCR value. And our trial section will be based upon four conditions. Area of selected section may approximately be equal or more than the required area. It should be of minimum weight. It may be minimum criteria should be satisfied. That are the three criteria, and other if the depth we need to control the depth, or if you want to select the W section, so that criteria may not be used here. So primarily these are the three criteria. And then after selecting the trial section, we apply the local stability check, lambda F and lambda, we check the stability of the stiffened element and unstiffened element. And then we compute the overall slenderness ratio. And overall slenderness ratio should be less than 200. Depending upon the actual governing slenderness ratio, we compute actual phi CFCR value at which the column may buckle. Then we compute the capacity by this equation, multiplying the phi CFCR value with area of selected section. And if the capacity is more than factored compressive force or applied force, then this section is okay. Otherwise, we need to revise. Okay, in the next phase, when this section will buckle or fail at a load or at a capacity 5 CPN, so it means that it will always buckle due to a certain moment. So at buckling point, the total shear that may transfer from the one section to the other section in transversal direction, AISC says that we can consider that shear force as a 2% of capacity of compression member. So we will not compute the actual VU by the structural analysis by the using of the mechanics of material or a theory of elasticity. We may simply assume that the total shear force will be equal to the 2% of the capacity. So that shear force is acting in the transversal direction. And then we are resolving the VU along the length of lacing because we want to design the lacing. So we must know what is the total or factored compressive force acting in the lacing. So if we are using single lacing, so FU will be equal to VU divided by N sine theta. And if we are using double lacing, so that will be equal to VU over 2N sine theta. So here N will always be equal to 2 because we are using the lacing on the two faces. And similarly, next phase will be, actually I told you that uh, Maybe I need to drive on the same way or not. Okay, let me write the expression on the same slide so that you will be able to understand. No, I cannot edit the equation. So how I will write here? Okay, anyhow, it will come in the next slide. So I have to move back to the previous slide again. Please hold on. I am just copying one slide from my other document. Okay, can you see this slide? This one, slide number 6, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, what I want to explain from here. So actually we need to compute the length. So this is important thing that I need to explain. So Fu is the capacity. I can say that Fu is the and this value should be equal to the capacity of lacing, or I can say that phi CPN. So capacity of lacing will be equal to phi C. So where I can check the phi value. Okay, that will be equal to the area of the lacing multiplied by phi C FCR value. So phi C FCR value is the critical stress at which the lacing may buckle. And actually this phi C FCR value will be the function of slenderness ratio of lacing member. It means that we also need to compute the slenderness ratio of lacing. So slenderness ratio of the lacing will be effective length of lacing divided by R minimum of lacing. So if we know the slenderness ratio of lacing, then we base upon the slenderness ratio of the lacing, which may be equal to R value for the lacing. So I'm mentioning over here. So if we know the slenderness ratio of lacing, based upon the slenderness ratio of lacing, we can compute the phi CFCR value. So actually, we always assume that slenderness ratio of the lacing is equal to the maximum limit given by AISC, which is 140. But anyhow, we can compute the slenderness ratio, or if we know the slenderness ratio, we can compute the length. So this length LE is unknown, so how we can compute? So this length actually equal to this value. So how we can compute this lacing? So can anybody let me know what is the distance between this dash line to this dash line? Anybody who can raise the hand so that I can answer. So please raise the hand, anybody. Anybody? Maybe you are not listening. I just want to ask that what is the distance between this center line and this center line? that is the S value. It means that nobody is concentrating. The distance between the two center line of the hole is equal to S value. Value we already know that how to compute. So here this is the S value that we know because I have already explained. S value is the transversal distance between center of the hole on the two section. So if we know this S value and we know this theta, so we can compute this LE. So LE will be equal to S divided by sine theta. So we can easily compute the effective length of lacing. So can you see this slide number 4? CR, please let me know.
Yes, sir.
So I believe that nobody is understanding because nobody is concentrating. So everybody maybe just logged in and maybe doing their own work, maybe playing the games. Okay, doesn't matter. So length of lacing will be equal to LE, which will be equal to S divided by sine theta. So now you understand how come we are computing the LE. So what is the S? S is the distance between the center line of the hole in transversal direction. So center line of the hole on single section. So we are computing that what is the distance from the center line of the hole from the one section to the center line of the holes on the other section. So LE will be equal to S over sine theta if we are using single lacing. And for double lacing, I told you that we are multiplying the S over sine theta by 0.7 because L effective length will be considered as 70% of the total length between the center of the holes. And then we can compute the A value. So A value, how we may compute? So similarly, we can compute the A value also from this slide. Let me copy. Okay, can you see this slide? Slide number
Yes,
11.
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
if we know this S value, from here to here we can compute LE value. So can we compute this L by 2? L by 2 actually this is the A value. So it means that if you know this S value and you know this angle and this angle will be same. So it means that this value from here to here will be equal to A by 2 or L by 2. So it means that uh, S, which is the perpendicular, divided by A by 2 or L by 2 must be equal to tangent theta. So we can also compute the maximum length of unconnected portion of land plate or for a single section. So if we know the A value, so we are checking whether the overall slenderness ratio, whether the slenderness ratio of the flange plate is less than the overall slenderness ratio. So we are checking this parameter. So 4.61 into A over thickness of the flange should be less than R. R is the slenderness ratio for the built-up section. If this is not satisfied, we will change the A value. And we are computing the A value. Next will be the design for the lacing. So for single lacing, slenderness ratio of lacing should be less than 140. And for double lacing, slenderness should be less than 200. For single lacing, we will assume the slenderness ratio 140. And based upon slenderness ratio 140, we can check what is the phi C FCR value from LRFD design aid. So if we know the phi C FCR value, so I have already written this equation. So if we know the FU, we know the phi C FCR value, only unknown will be the area. Area of the lacing will be equal to FU divided by phi c FCR value. So we can compute this area, and area will be equal to B into T. And there is another condition. So to avoid the local buckling of the lacing plate, B over T ratio should be less than 10.8. So this is preferable value is given. So from here, if T may be going on the other side, so we may have the B should be less than equal to 10.8 times of the 8. But anyhow, we are having two equations. In this equation, we also have B and T, and in this equation, we are also having B and T unknown value. Solving these two equations simultaneously, we can compute the width and thickness of the lacing. And at the end, we need to satisfy two other conditions, minimum and maximum edge distance, that we will see in our solution. And at the end, we need to design the N-type plates. And design of the N-type plates we have already discussed. So we will also see in the design problem. So before starting the problem, I would like to ask some questions. And similarly, the attendance, it was maybe 38, maybe 25 minutes ago. But now the attendance has jumped to 47. So let me ask the question. Roll number 92. 92, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just let me know how we take the decision regarding single lacing or double lacing. How we will decide that whether we need to design the lacing as a single lacing or double lacing.
सर डिजाइन पे डिपेंड करेगा.
Which design? On which parameter we need to decide whether we need to select the single lacing or double lacing? No idea? If you answer me within 1 minute, I will give you 2 bonus marks.
No, sir.
No, sir. So you want minus 2 marks or? So what are you doing? You are playing with the games or something? Or you are attending the lecture?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, Anis Malik, are you there? Anis Malik.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
Where are you at the moment?
Sir, I am at my home in Gujranwala.
So I can see maybe you are sitting on the road maybe. I can hear the voice of bikes or maybe traffic. Okay,
No,
don't
sir.
tell me that you are living on the road.
No.
Okay, what is my question?
Okay, sir.
I forgot what I supposed to ask to you. How to compute the compressive force in lacing? How to compute the compressive force in lacing? No idea?
No idea, sir.
Okay, you don't want to pass maybe street.
Of course, I want.
Okay, if you fail, you won't mind if you fail maybe street structure in the first attempt. Is it right?
No, sir. No,
Because
sir.
you are not interested in the lecture. Okay,
Sir,
no
I am
problem.
interested. I hear
Okay,
recording.
okay. Please mute your mic. Okay, civil engineer Ali, you are already civil engineer. Why you are on hold? Who is civil engineer? Already civil engineer without passing steel structure. He is maybe busy somewhere. I will need to write his roll number. He is on hold. Civil engineer Ali. He is not there. So I will write his name. Okay, Bilal Mirza, are you there? Bilal Mirza.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the maximum slenderness ratio allowed for
Sir,
double lacing? Double
sir,
lacing.
75.
Lacing, double lacing. For double lacing, what is the maximum allowable slenderness ratio? Okay, now mute your mic also. Okay, Hamza Niaz, are you there? What is the allowable slenderness ratio for single lacing? 140. Okay, ठीक है. आसान सवाल ही पूछ लिया तुमसे हैं. Who is this HB405304? किसको अपना ईमेल याद भी है? HB405304. अगर नहीं है तो ये एब्सेंट है. Okay, let me write. He will be busy somewhere. HB405304. ठीक हो गया. Okay, who is Laiba? Are you there? Miss Laiba, are you there? Laiba 2000, maybe. Oh, she is also not there. Mirza Muhammad Sarfaraz, are you there? Mirza Muhammad Sarfaraz. Mirza Muhammad
Yes, sir.
Sarfaraz.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you see
Yes,
the
sir.
slides? Can you see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see slide number 2? Why this n value? We divide the VU by n value. What this n value represents?
Sir,
Why we divide the VU by n value and what this n value is representing here? No idea?
no, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, Moin Abbas, are you there?
See a number of parallel
sir.
plane backs.
छोड़ दो बात से. मोइन, अच्छा मोइन अब्बास तुमने आंसर दिया ये?
नहीं सर, ये सरफराज ने दिया.
वो
सरफराज
ठीक
ने
है.
बोला अभी.
वो ठीक है. मोइन अब्बास.
Yes sir.
So can you reiterate the answer? Why? What is this n value?
सर ये n वैल्यू ये क्या कहते हैं, नंबर ऑफ प्लेट्स है, मतलब जो जिस दो सेक्शंस है ना उस पर डिवाइड हुआ है, वो नंबर ऑफ n है, वो शो करता है.
In which case n value will be equal to 1?
सर जिसमें आई थिंक सो एक सेक्शन एक यूज हो रहा होता, यूज होगा.
ठीक है. ओके, गुड गुड. ठीक हो गया.
बिल्डर अप नहीं यूज.
ठीक हो गया. नहीं, अच्छा ही बताया आपने. बिल्कुल ठीक है आपका. अच्छा, राकिब. राकिब
Yes, sir.
अरूज. अच्छा, मुझे ये बताओ कि मैंने क्या पूछना चाह रहा था.
Yes, sir.
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, एक मिनट मुझे यार ज़हन में आने दो. मैंने एक सवाल तुम्हारे लिए बड़ा अच्छा सोचा था, लेकिन मुझे. अच्छा, व्हाट इज साइड स्वे? कैन यू जस्ट लेट मी नो व्हाट इज साइड स्वे? कैन यू हेयर मी? राकिब.
Yes, sir.
What is side sway? I'm just asking. Okay, you are maybe searching from the book.
Sir.
That you don't. हाँ जी.
No, sir. Sir, ये जो
बकलिंग से अवॉइड करने के लिए साइडों पे लगाते हैं।
मुझे नहीं पता, मैं सिंपल पूछ रहा हूँ यार, व्हाट इज साइड से? इफ यू डू नॉट नो जस्ट से दैट आई डोंट वांट टू पास दिस सब्जेक्ट सिंपली।
सर डेफिनेशन, इसकी डेफिनेशन पढ़ी हुई है, भूल गई है अब।
नहीं भूली यार, कैसे हुई? इंजीनियर को तो कोई चीज़ भूलती नहीं। इंजीनियर रट्टा लगाते नहीं, वो तो चीज़ें समझता है। ठीक है कि नहीं? अच्छा,
यस सर।
सालेहा नईम, आर यू देयर?
Yes, sir.
What slenderness ratio value we assume to start the built up member design? कोई नहीं, बुक ओपन करके बता रहे हैं, सही बताना है बस।
Yes, sir.
What R value we assume for the design of built up section? I am waiting for the answer.
Sir, sir.
No idea.
No, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Anybody who know the answer, just let me know. So what is this 5C FCR value indicate? What is 5C FCR value indicate? Anybody who knows the answer, just raise the hand. What this, other than Uzair, Shafiq, Mosedana, other than anybody else, more? So only 2 students, 3, Moino yes. Anybody else? Hamza Niaz. Anybody else? More? Only 4 students know that what is the 5C FCR value represents. Okay. चौधरी फरहान, आप भी जानते हैं। मैं असेस कर रहा हूँ कि आप पूरी क्लास में 4 बच्चे पास होंगे, डजंट मैटर, 4 ही पास होने चाहिए। Okay, let me ask the question. Hubab Hassan, can you hear me? Hubab ही नाम है ना आपका? Hubab, please respond if you may hear me. Okay, I appreciate the student who raised the hand, but definitely I'm not going to ask you the question at the moment. I believe you know the answer because you are participating actively during classes. So Hubab is also not present. Okay, good. Muhammad Hanzala, are you there? Muhammad Hanzala Tahir.
Yes, sir.
Hanzala, मुझे simply just answer me. What is this slenderness ratio? Hanzala. नहीं, वो तो मुझे पता है. What is the definition of slenderness ratio? Why we compute the slenderness ratio? No idea.
बल्किंग को अवॉइड करने के लिए.
बल्किंग या बकलिंग?
बकलिंग.
यार बकलिंग तो याद हो जाना चाहिए था अभी यार. मेरे ख्याल में शायद एक आधा लेक्चर आप कभी सुन लिया होगा, शायद कोई 9 हफ्ते हो गए. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यू माइट बी स्लीपिंग. ऐसे ही गलती से पढ़ लिया, कहीं पढ़ा भी नहीं मेरे ख्याल में जो बंदा एक दफ़ा पढ़ लेता है वो तो याद रहता है. लगता है मतलब आपने कभी लेक्चर स्लाइड बुक ओपन भी नहीं की.
नहीं
अपने
स्लो
पैर अगर यार सुनने में गलती हो सकती है, पढ़ने में तो कभी नहीं ना हो सकती। देखो मैंने तुम्हारा नाम बिल्कुल सही पढ़ा है यहाँ से, कि नहीं?
जी सर।
ओके, वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन। अब ये कौन लकी पर्सन होगा? ये बिल्कुल लास्ट है। What I think Zunera, Miss Zunera. Yes, what can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you see the slide number 4 on your screen?
Yes, sir.
What is this A value? Can you let me know what is this A value? No? You guys
Sir,
don't
and
you guys don't deserve to be engineer. I don't know, maybe. I doubt. How come you have got maybe 1000 marks maybe in your FSC? Maybe even you are on merit? I don't think so. You guys need to work hard, otherwise you may not be able to clear this fee structure. So anyhow, I will stop the lecture over here. And inshallah, I will see you at 1 p.m. in our design classes. So till then, Allah Hafiz.